ALAC, also known as Vietnam, received support to overcome effects of natural disasters. During an official visit celebrating 25 years of diplomatic relations between ALAC or Vietnam and the United States, U.S. Secretary of State His Excellency Mike Pompeo announced that his country will provide $2 million to help the Southeast Asian nation recover from the October 2020 Typhoon Molave in the central region. Meanwhile, the Australian government also committed to contributing $1.4 million in additional help for this emergency by supplying clean water, sanitation, and relief kits. We sincerely thank the United States, a Shining World Leadership Award for Compassion Laureate, and Australia, a Shining World Leadership Award for Compassion recipient, and a Shining World Leadership Awards for Health Guardian and High Moral Value Laureate. May the peaceful Aussies or Vietnamese citizens quickly return to their productive daily lives in heaven's love.
Report states COVID-19 could increase number of people living in extreme poverty to 1 billion. A study by the United Nations Development Programme has forecast 3 possible scenarios for the worldwide economy leading up to 2030. The worst-case scenario would see over 1 billion people living in extreme poverty by 2030, with 251 million of those cases being directly caused by the pandemic and its associated lockdowns. Under the middle-type situation, 44 million more people would be affected compared to pre-pandemic rates of poverty. However, in the third scenario, 146 million people would be saved from extreme poverty and even surpass the pre-pandemic development track if investments are made in the green economy, social protection, and more. Our appreciation, United Nations Development Programme, for your timely report highlighting the need to invest and care for all people. May your more optimistic scenario come to be as we join together in divine grace to pray for a truly prosperous vegan world.
Finland sees an increase in people quitting smoking during COVID-19 pandemic. According to a poll released by the Finnish public health organization ASH Finland, which promotes an intoxicant-free lifestyle, about 11,500 people in Finland have stopped smoking because of COVID-19, which is known to have a severe impact on lung capacity. This reflects 15% of the country's population who quit smoking in the last year. Among the more than 2,000 people who were surveyed, 84% considered health to be the main reason for giving up cigarettes, up from 73% when last polled in 2018. Finland has set a goal of bringing tobacco and nicotine product use to below a 5% rate by the year 2030. Many thanks, ASH Finland, for this encouraging news. May the people of Finland enjoy ever more health and vitality in the caring gaze of the Providence.
Australian state invests in Aboriginal housing. About $25.6 million is being allocated by the state of Victoria through 18 Aboriginal community-controlled organizations and Aboriginal Housing Victoria to ensure the self-determination of the state's Aboriginal citizens. The initiative will include more than 30 new studios or renovated homes and significant improvements to hundreds of dwellings, such as repairs and upgrades to heating and cooling systems. In addition, Victoria's unprecedented $3.9 billion Big Housing Bill project plans to increase the supply of social housing across the state by 10% in 4 years. Our hats off, Victoria State Government, for your efforts to better the lives of the pure-hearted Aboriginal people of your state. May all global citizens have safe and comfortable homes in God's loving shelter.
Generous Iranian teacher spends inheritance on students in need. Award-winning teacher Hossein Asadi from the Khuzestan province has used his $290,000 inheritance from his father to buy over 340 tablet computers for disadvantaged pupils. Although he originally planned to spend the money on a new car, he quickly changed his mind to help students who otherwise were unable to join online education during school closures caused by the pandemic. News of this caring action motivated others to supply tablets to even more students in need. Having taught for 26 years, Mr. Asadi was honored with the country's Exemplary Teacher Award in 2015. The father of 5 children, who was stationed to teach in remote areas for 20 years, said, "I am as concerned about my students as I am about my own kids." Kind-hearted Hossein Asadi, we applaud your noble and selfless actions for the bright Iranian children. May your life be always blessed by Allah as you continue shining your light of love around you.
Beyond Meat releases new versions of vegan burger. California, United States-based food technology brand Beyond Meat will launch 2 enhanced versions of its signature Beyond Burger in early 2021, both with added vitamin B12. The first offering, which the company calls its juiciest burger yet, contains 35% less saturated fat than its non-vegan counterpart. The other will have 55% less saturated fat than conventional beef and is described by the company as highly nutritious. Both versions are also said to taste even better than ever. A recent study conducted by researchers at Stanford University in the US found that consuming Beyond Meat's plant-based products rather than their animal-based counterparts for an 8-week period resulted in improvements in heart health, cholesterol levels, and body weight. Congratulations, Beyond Meat! We cannot wait to taste your latest creations. In the guidance of the divine, may vegan foods soon become the staple across our awakening planet.
Study finds that mountain gorillas maintain friendships even after long separations. Researchers from the Dian Fossey Gorilla Fund and the University of Exeter in the United Kingdom reviewed data going back 16 years on 17 mountain gorilla groups from the Volcanoes National Park in Rwanda. It was observed that at times the groups separated into different units. However, if the groups reunited, even after a decade, the members of the 2 groups were 4 times more likely to rest together, and the children to play with each other than if they had not previously been one group. It was also found that the gorillas allowed familiar groups to share space and resources, similar to how humans behave with their own friend circles. Thank you, Dian Fossey Gorilla Fund and the University of Exeter researchers for helping to highlight the deep, affectionate, and gracious nature of our gorilla co-inhabitants. May your findings help to strengthen the global movement of wildlife conservation as we learn to respect all of God's beloved children.